8 hours until New Year.
Ah, yeah, I thought I would have to cast on New Year's Eve. I was like, wait a minute, what? So anyway, we have MSK iStrife spawning here at the bottom right corner here. And on the top right, we have Datte as the yellow Protoss. And what do you think of this particular matchup?
Well, Datte can try to go for the cannon rush, attempt for the cannon rush, but I think JaBiTo's, aka Strife, is pretty immune to that build since JaBiTo would always go for the spawning pool first before expanding, just so he would be safe against those kind of tricks.
Yeah. I mean, I think Strife's been watching the stream, so I definitely think that, yeah, he is definitely prepared for whatever is coming out of Datte. And looks like Datte is going to find his opponent is not anywhere near him at this moment in time. And instead, he should judge by whenever this Overlord comes in. It's going to be a while, but he should be able to tell where his opponent is just by the way the Overlord comes into the base.
Yeah, absolutely, and and Datte will be going for the gateway, pretty standard so far. And actually, Strife going for a pretty early gas here. I don't think this extractor trick. He is going for the gas.
Yeah, it's way too into the building there to be an extractor trick. So it's going to be your 100 gas, take him off, get the upgrade, put him back on to get the roaches, or if he decides to go roaches this game, and then he's going to be executing his build accordingly. And for Datte, it looks like he's discovering his opponent just now and where he's at. And I'm not sure if he's going to be going for that cannon rush that he's been doing the entire time, because there is no hatchery at this point in time.
And Datte is going to be disappointed since JaBiTo will not go for the hatchery. He can't do that cannon rush again. He has to play straight up against JaBiTo. And I hope this unfolds in a very exciting best of 5 series, beginning this game 1, of course.
Yep, and it looks like Datte is actually deviating from his forge play, so he's going to be going for a Cybernetics core, and this is actually standard toss play, so you're going to be seeing that Zella get Chrono Boosted. He's going to sit there for half an hour, and then we're going to finally see that Warp Gate technology come out here for Datte. And for Strife, it looks like that Pylon is being annoying, so he's going to have to wait a bit before he can expand.
Actually, Zerg players, when their natural expansion gets blocked, they can just send 2 Zerglings there, and actually that's pretty much it. And you can expand there. Just see JaBiTo what's doing here. And 4 Zerglings will be making their way towards Datte's base. And actually, JaBiTo actually managed to steal the gas here, and that Zealot is just whacking away over there.
Ooh, that's actually a very, very huge steal, that gas. It's because it delays the timing of a lot of things that Protoss uses, so some players actually get really intimidated and they start going something crazy really early on, and you can actually see that. But normally you would have to do the gas trick to delay it for that long. But it looks like that Zealot managed to kill it, and he should actually be taking his second gas now. And there we go, second gas finally does go down.
I think I know what's causing the lag now. I think it's those premature fireworks going off just right nearby, because I'm getting slight lags already.
Ooh. And does everybody remember when I said something crazy? We're already seeing a Twilight Council come out here for our Protoss player. So what that tells me is that he's going to be going Blink Stalkers specifically, and then his out for this game is going to be DTs. And I think this Overlord, he should be able to see it if he turns. Like, these Stalkers do come out here and actually want to follow his camera, and he does see the Twilight Council pop up, so he should know what's coming.
Yeah, he should know what's coming out, but it's up to Datte if he goes for Charge Lots, Blink Stalkers, or gets straight to Templar Tech. And I think Datte is about to move out here with his 2 Zealots, 2 Stalkers, and a Sentry. And JaBiTo's lagging, and I think it's because of those premature fireworks going off.
Alright, so it looks like we're seeing Blink go off. And ooh. Does he need a pause? It just, actually, it just unpaused.
Yeah. Caught the unpause
So-
moment. Okay, let's go back to the ball game. Here we go.
Alright, so it looks like Datte has decided to expand, which he hasn't done for the games that we've seen so far. And it looks like he's his blink is halfway done, so maybe he might decide to push on that time. It looks like it's also going to be chrono boosted here, so I'm expecting him to push out right when he gets blink, and blink stalkers are incredibly deadly. The history behind the blink stalkers is that Idra actually got owned by blink stalkers in the MLG Dallas event by Liquid Nazgul. I don't know if you guys know who some of the Team Liquid members are, but they were all in the GSL as well.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I think JaBiTo knows how to respond against this kind of play. He's going for an evolution chamber early on, to upgrade those roaches attack so they can fend off the blink stalkers pretty easily.
Yeah, and also the other counter to blink stalkers is you get a bunch of lings, and you keep running with the lings. So it looks like we have a changeling joining the party here, and I don't think Datte is paying attention to where that changeling is at. So looking at his player camera view, it looks like he definitely doesn't know.
So that we have a ninja zealot over here, changeling, and Datte doesn't notice it. I don't know why he doesn't notice this. So that zealot's being smart. That change is being smart, going to follow that zealot, and JaBiTo knows exactly what's happening over here. And blink stalkers is right at JaBiTo's front door.
Yeah, actually, he is just about there. So Roaches and Spinecrawler are just doing some chip damage to this army, and it looks like they're just going to be fighting for positioning here, and positioning is very important in all of, well, anything. And Stalker's blinking in here, trying to do some damage to the mineral line, trying to catch these units off guard, and it looks like Datte is going to be moving into that Spinecrawler. Guardian Shield going off here, and it looks like the force fields do separate some of these units. The Queen should go down, micro being used here by Datte, and it looks like these roaches will finally be free, and he should be using his blink. It's off cooldown now, but it looks like he's opting to fight straight up, and I think now that Strife is actually pulling ahead here, and as the changeling goes down, so Stalker is still around here, but it looks like these roaches actually could try to engage him, but blink being used here smart finally, and the Overseer will go down here, so roaches will be forced back.
Yeah, I think it's best for JaBiTo to just retreat and wait for this incoming army to come. Because once he defend against a huge stalker attack, it's pretty much over for the Protoss player, since he will be really behind in the economy, and we have a huge roach and zergling force up against Datte's pure blink stalkers.
Yeah, and these lings are actually going. It's like they're trying to make their way around here, but they cannot take these roach force straight up here. That 4 range really gives the roaches a lot of power, but it looks like right in the natural expansion of Datte, these speedlings decided to make their way there, and they actually killed a few probes while I was talking back there. So these lings are actually doing quite a bit of damage and forcing a lot of these stalkers back.
And while that's happening, JaBiTo will be taking his third base, and that's pretty rad harassment there by JaBiTo, since he didn't lose any zergling in that attack.
Yeah, he forced a lot of mining time off of that natural expansion, and what he could have done in that time is probably go to another expansion, steal that minerals, and go back. So right when you actually come back, you still get something out of it. But it looks like we have another encounter here. Roaches going after these stalkers, and oh my god, no blink being used, but it looks like Strife is going to be just going in here and trying to get the win.
And
he's going to be taking out that forward pylon.
this would be going straight to the Datte's natural, and it all comes down to Datte's micro and how he defends this off. Zealots getting warped in, going to defend into this attack. And Stalkers will try their best to deal with his roaches. Blinking all at the same time, I don't think that's the best decision ever.
Oh, it actually costs it because now that blink is barely off cooldown for some of these stalkers, but it looks like Zealots are going to be warping in along with a couple of these stalkers, but these roaches are pretty much inside the mineral line. They could be doing a lot more damage than they are now, and I'm actually surprised that this Overseer hasn't decided to contaminate yet either, but an Immortal comes out here to join the fight, and that should be able to scare off Strife.
But yeah, I think Strife should have continued to attack since it only takes 5 roaches to take out 1 Immortal. And he has considerable amount of roaches here, and I think JaBiTo will be resuming the pressure and attack here, but coming from different sides. Coming from this left side and this bottom side. This can prove to be very dangerous for Datte.
Yeah, it's going to be your old-fashioned two-pronged attack. So it looks like he's going to be trying to morph the gateway into a warp gate, but it's not going to be the case. And Datte only has 1 sentry out here on the field right now, and it's only got enough for not even a guardian shield, just 1 force field. So he has to either make that force field count, or he's got to turtle a bit up his ramp.
Datte is going for 1 Colossus here. Not the best decision since against Roach Zerglings, going for purely Immortals and Zealots is quite enough. Since you still have to invest on that thermal lances, it could be it could be additional Zealots and additional Immortals, and you can be very secure against this kind of unit composition from Zerg.
And it looks like Strife is actually investing a lot into his army now. The Observer follows the Lings around, and that's okay for him, since Datte is going to be in the dark still about not knowing about that Spire that's coming up, and the Infestation Pit, which is going to be very important when he goes late game.
And these presence of Speedlings just right nearby can waltz anytime in any of Datte's bases. And what the hell is going on here? When this Roach actually in reach of this pylon gets taken out with this Overlord about to sneak in Datte's main.
Ooh, this Overlord should be just sitting there. Maybe he might actually have to fly that in there to try to sack it, or sacrifice it, so you see what's inside the base and what the tech is exactly. Since there are 2 Colossi out on the field with a 3rd one coming up.
Yeah, and the magic number for Colossus, number 4. Once Protoss gets 4 Colossus, it's pretty much big, huge problem from Zerg, and he has to pump out a lot of air units to take that Colossus out.
And air units is exactly what he's going to be bringing, since he has so many mutas out here on the field. He's got 14 mutas to be exact. He's going to be going to work on those Colossi.
And this layout of Datte's base proved to backfire against him. He can't defend those Colossus, right? His buildings are practically blocking everything, and that paved the way for these Roaches to just waltz in, take out this natural base, and this can prove to be it for Datte. Let's see if Datte can defend against this huge attack from JaBiTo.
And ooh, the Colossus does get taken out, and along with another one, so he's going for 2 here, and it looks like these mutas might be able to clean up the rest of these Blink Stalkers along with these Roaches that should be making up their way up to the ramp. But these mutas should actually be focusing those sentries down, and the Immortals, because the Immortals do so much damage to those Roaches. And there we go, the GG is finally called, so a Strife with the victory.